Welcome to the Oddcast, the podcast where we explore the strange, the unexplained, and the stories that just won't stay buried.
And today, we're diving into one of the most chilling, controversial, and captivating paranormal cases ever recorded, 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville, New York.
The Amityville Horror. You've heard the name. Maybe you've seen the movies or read the books. But what really happened inside that house? Was it a doorway to pure evil, or just a very successful hoax?
And maybe the more important question, why are we still talking about it nearly 50 years later?
Let's rewind. The story begins not with ghosts, but with real-life horror. On the night of November 13th, 1974, 23-year-old Ronald DeFeo Jr. shot and killed his entire family as they slept.
That's right. His parents, Ronald and Louise, and his four siblings, Dawn, Allison, Mark, and John Matthew, were all found lying face down in their beds, each one shot with a .35 caliber Marlin rifle.
And what's weird is that no neighbors reported hearing gunshots. No one in the house appeared to struggle. It's like the murders were carried out in complete silence.
DeFeo originally blamed the mob, said a hitman did it. But eventually, he confessed and claimed voices told him to commit the murders.
He was convicted of 6 counts of second-degree murder and sentenced to 6 life terms. And after that, the house just sat there, empty, watching, waiting.
Until the Lutz family came along.
13 months after the murders, in December 1975, George and Kathy Lutz bought the house. Kathy had 3 children from a previous marriage, and the whole family moved in, hoping to make a fresh start.
They got it for a great price. No surprise, considering what had happened there, but they believed they could rise above the house's dark history.
They lasted exactly 28 days. That's all it took before they fled, leaving behind everything they owned. According to their accounts, the house turned into something out of a nightmare. Cold spots, strange smells, like perfume or rotting meat, and doors slamming on their own.
George claimed he kept waking up at 3:15 a.m., supposedly the time of the murders. And Kathy? She said she was levitated in bed.
And their daughter, Missy, she started talking to an invisible friend named Jody, described as a pig with glowing red eyes.
There was also that mysterious red room in the basement. The one they said was a kind of evil vortex, although later owners identified it as just a storage space.
A Catholic priest who came to bless the house reportedly heard a disembodied voice telling him to get out. He didn't stick around after that.
By January 14th, 1976, de Lutz's work on. They never spent another night there.
So what actually happened? Are we dealing with a legitimate case of supernatural terror or something else entirely?
Let's break down the theories.
First up, the classic explanation, a genuine demonic haunting. The idea that the DeFeo murders unleashed something dark, something that attached itself to the home.
Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren were heavily involved. They believed the house was cursed. They claimed to have photographic evidence, including that eerie picture of a little boy with glowing eyes peeking out of a room.
The timing of George's 3:15 wake-ups, the consistent paranormal claims, and even the religious pushback when trying to cleanse the home, it all feeds into the belief that something evil had taken root.
But, of course, not everyone's buying it.
Theory 2. The hoax. That the entire story, or at least most of it, was made up, fabricated by the Lutzes, and possibly even their legal counsel to cash in on the public's fascination with the paranormal.
William Weber, Ronald DeFeo Jr.'s attorney.
even admitted that he and the Lutzes brainstormed the story together over many bottles of wine.
That's a huge red flag, and considering how successful the book, The Amityville Horror, became, not to mention the movie franchise, it's hard not to wonder if money was a motive.
Also, none of the families who moved into the house after the Lutzes reported anything remotely paranormal. No voices, no cold spots, no red-eye pigs.
Also, there's the psychological angle. Moving into a house where 6 people were murdered would affect anyone. Fear, stress, and suggestion could easily lead to misinterpreted experiences.
Or even shared delusions, where one person's fear feeds into another's, especially in a close family under pressure.
There's even a theory about carbon monoxide poisoning, that maybe a faulty heating system caused hallucinations, paranoia, and nausea.
Some have also brought up mold or environmental toxins, things that could impact mental health without people realizing it.
And let's not forget sleep paralysis, that terrifying middle ground between sleeping and waking, where you're frozen and often hallucinating. It could explain the sensations of levitation or being touched.
So maybe it wasn't ghosts, just the human mind under incredible stress.
Finally, there's the influence of the media. Once the story went public, it took on its own life. The book was billed as a true story, the film adaptation amplified the terror, and the Lutzes became household names.
They might have started with a few odd experiences, or even just fear, and ended up tangled in something much bigger, something they couldn't back away from, even if they wanted to.
So, what's the truth?
Honestly, we may never know.
The house still stands. Its iconic eye-like windows were redesigned, and the address was changed to throw off curiosity seekers. But the legend, that lives on.
Was it real?
Or just the greatest ghost story ever sold.
Here's what we do know. A family was murdered there. Another family fled in terror. And the world has been obsessed ever since.
Whether you're a skeptic, a believer, or just someone who loves a good mystery, the Amityville Horror taps into something primal. Fear of the unknown. Fear of the home turning against us.
Some stories won't stay dead.
Thanks for joining us on the Oddcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to follow, share, and leave us a review.
And if you're ever tempted to buy a house with a haunted history, maybe just sleep on it first.
We'll be back soon with another tale that refuses to stay buried. Until then, stay curious.